It is Thursday, March 5th in the United States and Canada. This is the dumbest show that we do every year. This is the dumbest show we do every year. And this is a show called What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean. I sit beside Pete Blackburn. And across the room is Sean DePaz. This is the dumbest show that we do every year. It's not the 24-hour show. It's that we do a show right before it.
Yeah, but it also, like, this show lives on the podcast feed. This show discusses some things that happened last night. This show gets people lubricated for the 24-hour stream.
This is the worst any of the three of us. You look okay. I think that if Avery saw you, he'd still have a comment. But
probably.
Like, you and I right now look worse than we will look for most of the deadline stream.
Thanks.
I mean,
I think you guys look fine.
You do? It's
What's
also a thing,
wrong
like,
with you?
I notice it, and
I thought I was having a pretty good day.
Okay, Pete looks amazing.
What's wrong with you?
Do you
Not like,
how much time do you have,
no,
brother?
I didn't mean that in like, what do you think is your problem right now?
Again, how much time do you have, brother?
I can answer that one.
Yeah. Young Gritty says he thinks of this show as the glass of wine that accompanies a long day of hockey talk. What's on the show today, Pete?
Today on the show, let us discuss Colton. Where you at? Where you at? Are you in St. Louis? You in Buffalo? Colton Parayko, what do you want to do? You want to be a St. Louis Blue? You want to wear a different kind of blue? Buffalo Sabres, perhaps. Maybe even some black and some red. The goat head. God, I hope Colton Parayko goes to fucking Buffalo.
Parayko goat head jersey would feed families.
But it is a nice little appetizer for the trade deadline that we have this drama with Colton Parayko heading into today's show. We'll also talk about the drama that surrounds the Edmonton Oilers and Stan Bowman, because what the fuck is that guy doing? We'll find out. I can't wait to get DJ's thoughts.
Pass.
Pass. He's not going to talk about it.
If you want to talk about things that can zap the energy out of a person before a 24-hour stream, I think Stan Bowman is like kind of speed running. Let's make sure DJ is already starting off on the edge of a cliff.
Stan Bowman has the energy. He is punching me in the dick like fuck.
The Mammoth are spending. But are they spending appropriately?
Wisely.
We'll discuss.
The answer, don't matter. It's cool.
And finally, Yappy Deadline. Yappy Deadline Day. This is Deadline Eve.
It's not us that I would not say that we're the ones yapping for once. This is a commentary on journalism today these days.
Perfect.
Which is to say, I mean, I'll just let the cat out of the bag because it's a nice transition into us wanting to talk Colton Parayko, even though Sean's going to be monitoring what happens with Colton Parayko. 2 trades yesterday reported before the player waived their no trade clause. Respect. Gotta be first.
Respect.
Gotta be first. Gotta have it.
We often do some watching the watchers on Deadline Stream. Like we do a lot of insider monitoring. I'll tell you what, I don't know if anybody will be heading into the Deadline Stream on worse footing than Darren Drager if he follows up his spat with a Twitter doctor by jumping the gun on a trade.
To be in his defense, he didn't say it was done.
Yes, other people did after. That's another thing where like people will say this thing is getting close or whatever, and then people will jump on their reaction to the trade. Okay, now that they got this person, here's what it looks like, and it's like, it's not quite what they said.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about Parayko, and we can probably do it right now. But like, how do you feel about a reporter? Like, it is Drager's job to put out the information, report the facts, and he doesn't necessarily have to care about the player involved. But like, if I'm Colton Parayko, I'm kind of pissed if a trade gets reported without my waiving or not waiving. Because then, Sean, you came into the office today and you were like, if Colton Parayko doesn't accept this trade, he is my number one
I have a new enemy. Yeah, that's
but
not
like,
even
that's
really
unfair to Colton Parayko.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is
Not his
unfair.
fault.
This is unfair to a couple of parties. Colton Parayko obviously is now getting a lot of attention that he probably doesn't want. But if I am the Buffalo Sabres, if I am Yarmo, I am losing my fucking mind that it is now out there that I am willing to give up Radim Rurtka and a first-round pick for this player, among other things maybe, because people don't even know if that would be the full return or if that's what the full trade would look like. But I am apoplectic because this just buys time for if Colton Parayko says, you know what, I'm going to think about it a little longer, for other teams to say, Oh, that's what it was? We can do no, we can do that. And then you end up in a situation kind of like Tyler Myers, where Tyler Myers, it wasn't flat out reported the Red Wings have agreed to a trade for Tyler Myers, but Tyler Myers said no to the Red Wings. It gave the Stars time to step forward, make their offer. That's apparently where he wanted to go.
Right.
This fucks the teams that have agreed to acquire the player more than it fucks anybody.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. But at the end of the day, like Tyler Myers still holds the cards on his trade protection. And if there is a trade to Dallas and that's where he wants to go, he ultimately gets to control that.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. But I'm saying, like, if it's put out there, because I don't remember this being the case. I don't think that it was flat out reported that the Red Wings and
it was
and Canucks had agreed to a
it
trade.
Basically was. Yeah.
Okay, well then again, that kind of fucks the Red Wings, where it allows teams to come in and say, "Oh, do you want to come to us instead? Because we'll give you that offer."
But
like,
what I'm saying is that if he holds trade protection, he gets to say no to the Red Wings, and they're going to bring it to Dallas regardless if that's his preferred destination, and they're going to get to make an offer.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm saying is Tyler Myers and everybody does not know at that point if the Stars are going to do something. If it is reported that Tyler Myers that there's been a trade agreed to involving Tyler Myers, here's what's out there for the trade. It gives the Stars time to say, oh yeah, we'll jump in on that. And then, because he wants to come play for us more than he probably wants to play for the Red Wings. So I'm saying
makes the price public.
Do you get it, John, right?
I don't even know what you're arguing about at this point.
I know.
It fucks the team that is trying to trade for the player when it's known what the cost is for that player. So that player can say, "Oh,
it gives people a chance to match, which they otherwise would not."
That is all I'm saying. So I feel bad for the Sabres if this doesn't work out. I don't know if Parayko would go somewhere else, but still, it fucks the Sabres in another way, that they've got to explain to at least one of their players why they just traded them.
Yeah, I mean, something tells me Radim Murtka is not going to be a Buffalo Sabre in 48 hours, whether that's for a Colton Parayko trade or another trade. I don't know, but I feel like you got to get rid of that guy now.
Was there a Nick Waugh trade?
There's a Nick Waugh trade. He's been traded to the Colorado Avalanche for a 2027 conditional first-round pick and a 2026 conditional fifth-round pick.
All right. Apologies to the Minnesota Wild, and never apologies to Stan Bowman. But if this is a buyer's market,
it's not.
If no one's acting like it.
This is based off of what we've seen so far. I would be very okay with the Bruins doing jack shit other than sell. Like, if they want to sell some of their expiring pieces and cash in on some of the prices that are going for these. I don't want to insult players, but like, these are fairly somewhat inconsequential players.
Yes.
Like middle of the roster players that are getting first round picks here. If the Bruins want to cash in on that, by all means, go for it.
Yes, but a lot of these players are centers. So I don't know. I mean, they'll probably get 10 first-round picks for Pavel Zacha.
I mean, if they can. I love Pavel Zacha. I think he's important to the Bruins, but I'm very okay with them cashing in on what is definitely not a buyer's market.
Yeah, maybe we didn't know what buyer's market meant, or maybe the people reporting it was that it was a buyer's market didn't know what it meant, because it is a buyer's market and the teams are buying.
There's a lot to be
spending
bought.
A lot.
There's a lot of supply. Usually that means price goes down.
It should.
That's economics for you.
Lucas says the Sherwood deal is looking better and better for the Sharks. I'm assuming you're not talking about the contract, but the trade, and I would agree.
Always
get your work done early.
Never had that problem, though. Never had a problem with that trade.
Yeah, same. But like, I'm surprised that more teams don't get the work done early. And maybe it's teams holding on to players because they know that this is what the prices can turn into towards the deadline. But teams that get their work done early typically make out pretty well.
And I mean, for the Sharks, though, I feel like that was a pretty big risk because they're very borderline. Like, the things could have gone, especially since.
But they could have flipped him.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you could flip guys, but I feel like the main reason they don't is because teams are trying to figure out what they are and where they're going to be at the deadline. Make those moves as late as you can before you you mortgage your future, and then your future ends up being missing the playoffs anyways.
Caleb in the chat had a good strategy for the Boston Bruins, which is that they should say that Victor Arvidsson is a center.
Just lie.
Yeah, right.
I love that strategy.
He's trying it out at practice this morning.
Want a center? We got him. Really good. Victor Arvidsson, playoff experience. Bruins, we've talked about the Bruins a lot, but I would still say buy and sell. But I don't even know about the buy part now because prices are so good. And I'm like, just sell. I get the East isn't very good, but you're not very good.
I mean, the St. Louis Blues are looking smarter and smarter. Like you're hearing a lot about the prices on guys like Robert Thomas, and at certain points you go, wow, that's a lot. And then it's like, well, if that's what Nick Waugh is going for, Robert Thomas should get 15 first-round picks.
Speaking of 15 picks, Utah gets McKenzie Weegar for Oli Mata, Jonathan Castagna, I believe, a prospect playing at Cornell, I want to say, third-round pick of in recent years, and 3 second-round picks. Weegar is a 32-year-old right defenseman, famously was traded from the Florida Panthers in the Matthew Tkachuk deal. He's got 5 years left on his contract at a $6.25 million cap hit. I will say, before we get into the value of this deal and everything, the right side of Utah's D absolutely rocks now. Weegar, Dursey, Marino, nice one.
I like that a lot.
And this is a team when I saw them trade quite a bit for McKenzie Weegar, I was like, damn, didn't they basically declare in the offseason that they had too many right defensemen, that they're trading Michael Kesselring, and they get another one, and I will say they have solidified their defense, and I will also say I don't dislike this trade for Utah at all. Actually, I'm going to in 3 years. So, but for the next 2 years,
I like Weegar as a player, and I mean, I'll say I like it for both sides. I like what Calgary is able to do in getting a lot back for a player that they don't have a lot of use for right now, not with where they are as a team, and getting out from the money and getting a bunch of picks, a prospect. Pretty good work.
Someone in the chat says that Victor Arvidsson is 64% on faceoffs this year. I'm going to need some or many of you to mock up some JFresh player cards for Victor Arvidsson as though he were a center. Thank you. Please and thank you. We are trying to get Pete a couple of first-round picks for his Boston Bruins. I think it's just crazy enough to work. We talked yesterday about Bill Armstrong. He'll spend. He doesn't care if the value is a little off in one direction. He wants good players. He gets a good player. Their roster in a very tough Western Conference is going to be challenged to make a run, but they are going to be a good to very good team as their young players continue to get more experience. They've obviously got high draft picks from the last few years that are going to be making more of an impact the next couple of years. I really like the situation that Utah's in right now, and they can spend.
They can, yeah.
A big win for Utah, I would say, making a trade with Calgary where they gave up a lot and not giving up the son of Jerome McGinley.
Oh, that's true.
They're not trading.
I saw a lot of Flames fans being like, "Damn, I wanted baby Jerome," but. And I'm sure the Wild would have liked, or the Flames would have loved to have baby Jerome too.
Respectfully, if GMBA traded baby Iginla for McKenzie Weegar, I think he would be fired on the spot.
Especially to that team.
The Matthew Tkachuk trade tree would be bonkers.
It's important to note that the Utah Mammoth don't have anybody wearing number 52 on their roster, which is very, very good news for McKenzie Weegar.
You brought that up yesterday. Is it just that you find it so weird that he wears 52?
Oh no, you don't. Oh my God, you gotta watch the Spit and Chicklets clip of Ryan Whitney telling the story about somebody pretending to be Noel Acciari and bullying McKenzie Weegar for the number 52 that he didn't even wear.
Yeah.
It is one of the best stories of all time. 100%. If you have not watched that clip, go on YouTube, watch Ryan Whitney telling the story of McKenzie Weegar getting bullied by somebody pretending to be Noel Acciari when he got traded to Florida.
That does remind me, I saw someone yesterday say the Parayko thing hasn't happened yet because he's waiting to get permission to wear 55 from Jochen Hesch.
Can we?
I guess.
Can we send a chopper or something to airlift T. Jaginla out of the WHL right now? Because I'm looking at his stats, and in 40 games, he has 70 points for the Kelowna Rockets. He's all set. He's done playing junior.
He's all set.
He's ready. He's only 19.
But his mind is older.
Let's get that boy to the NHL. Please,
Hell
please,
yeah.
please. Yeah, they have reinforcements coming the next couple of years. I think they obviously want to get to the playoffs. I think they want to get their little punch in the mouth, or who knows. I said the other day, a Utah fan was saying, like, if we get that second wild card spot, we're fucked. Maybe. You never know.
Right, and I just think that you got to get there. Like you got to get
especially
there.
that franchise.
Let's dance a little bit.
And worse things have happened to teams than we lost to a
really good
Stanley
team.
Cup
Yeah.
experienced team in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, like if you're a Utah fan, just get there, man. Just get there, dance a little bit, get that experience, and then let's head into next year saying continue this momentum. It's the same way that I look at Montreal last year. They were a bit more ahead of schedule than I would say Utah is. Like a lot of people expected Utah to maybe be a playoff team this year. If they get into the playoffs and get smacked around a bit in the first round, I'm not going to say that that's a failure. Definitely not.
I also feel like Utah fans forget that most of this roster were Arizona Coyotes. So while this all might be new for them, these guys haven't been to the Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz, they haven't been to the playoffs. At least not in a very long time. I can't remember. I guess they were in the bubble technically, but like those guys just need to get there. Even if it feels like, even if the fans don't think there's that kind of baggage, I'm sure there is for the players and Torini.
I will tell you, Game 3 of the first round in Utah.
Oh baby,
that crowd will be proper chuffed.
The chat is hilarious. I love that when I say, or anybody says only 19, but my mind is older, there's a clear like two Americas where there's like Hamilton reference or Mobb Deep reference. Like it's
there are for sure two Americas. We all know this, Sean.
North America and South America. Very
that's
good. Little
Central America erasure.
Oh yeah, it's true. Bad geography chat. How do we feel about Nick Dowd to Vegas?
It's fine.
I mean, I think that this is a big, and not that Nick Dowd is, I think this is a big deadline for players moving that once the team gets them, they're like, now, we know this isn't the most exciting move, but it's like, is someone going to make the most exciting move?
Yeah, I mean, when we do a 24-hour trade deadline stream, we're talking about every single trade, and there are just some trades that we don't have to pretend to care and have a take on every trade.
We don't paint those ones.
Huh?
We don't paint those ones.
That's right.
Yeah. So of players who have been moved so far, if they happened on the stream, who would have been tainted?
I think McKenzie Weegar would get a painting.
I would say
think
Weegar and
Tyler
Myers
would get a painting.
Parayko
Sherwood,
would if it happens.
Sherwood definitely would have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going, yeah.
Jari Stu trade, I would have
We would have had
swallowed the paint in an attempt to die.
We would have had to do simultaneous paintings because that's one thing we haven't had is like a real hockey trade with two highly relevant players during
where
the
we're
deadline.
like, which one do we
gotta paint both of them. Yeah, that hasn't happened.
We
before.
can. I mean, I'm kind of plugged in right now, but we can show you, Sean. For the deadline stream this year, where we always paint the first look of players in their new uniforms, we ramp it up every year. And this year, it has been proper ramped. The canvas game has been upped. We are going to be working. We are going to be doing a huge ass painting on that canvas. And as trades are made, we will paint the players on there. And Sean especially is hoping for a kid makes a happy birthday sign situation where we run out of space and have to do like tiny little Sidney Crosby somewhere there. Where there's like an enormous, Justin Falk taking up the whole thing, and we're like, and there is Sid. It's gonna be a blast. We have a lot of paint. I don't know if I got enough paint, quite frankly, now that I think of how big
we do have crayons.
Pete gets his wish.
we have markers and crayons.
A little multimedia.
No, we paint until we can't paint, and then we crack that open.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At this point,
painting is the heart and the soul. And then there's the
Any more
Edmonton
trades?
Oilers. Yes, yeah. There's another trade. The Edmonton Oilers trade their 2027 first rounder and Andrew Mangiapane to the Chicago Blackhawks for Jason Dickinson and Colton Parayko. Now Mangiapane was signed to a 2-year deal in free agency by Stan Bowman, the very GM that just made this trade. You see, Bowman had to attach a first-round pick. A good first-round pick, or a good pick, I will say. 2020, you never know what it's going to be or whatever, but you have to attach a pick to trade this guy. The Oilers are third in the Pacific by points, but by point percentage, they have the second wild card spot. Why does this matter? The Oilers will make the playoffs, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Because in making this trade, the 2026 top 12 protected pick that they sent to the Sharks for Jake Wallman is now unprotected. I don't think the Oilers are going to miss the playoffs, but I do think that this has been
Can't rule it out.
This has been not even a comedy, just like a drama of errors from Stan Bowman, where it's not funny. He's bad at the job. He shouldn't have the job. He fucking stinks. I think that his ass is in the goddamn jackpot right now. I think if they do not win the Stanley Cup, he has put himself in a position where he has to be fired because he has fucked up the goaltending situation. He has now spent to get out of a contract that, honestly, like, I would have rather just kept Andrew Mangiapane and hope that something would happen with him instead of investing so much to get rid of the guy. I had Sean make a full screen of all of the ins and outs of the Oilers this season under Stan Bowman. Okay, Stan Bowman has traded these players: Stuart Skinner, Brett Kulak, Andrew Mangiapane, along with a 2027 first round pick, a 2027 third round pick,
no,
right?
A Stuart third round pick.
Okay, a 2027 first round pick, a 2027 third round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and a 2029 second round pick. So that's Skinner, Kulak, Mangiapane, a first, 2 seconds, and a third. And has acquired Tristan Jarry, Samuel Poulin, who's not an NHL player, Spencer Stastny, Connor Murphy, Jason Dickinson, and Colton Parayko. That, I don't need to say it. We all see it.
It's bad. Like, it's bad asset management, 100%. No doubt about that. What I will say is I think the Oilers are a better team today than they were yesterday.
They definitely are, and they definitely can make a run, and they definitely can win the Stanley Cup, and they could have done all those things before any of the moves that Bowman made. The goalie thing is unforgivable and tough to wrap your mind around, but I'm just trying to look at it in terms of what their roster is this week versus what their roster was last week, and I would agree with you, Pete. It is definitely better. Dickinson is, I'll be quite honest, I wasn't thinking about Jason Dickinson for 1 second this season. And I know that he's a good penalty killer, and he's the type of player that I like, which is you just sick him against the other team's top line and say, hang in there. And
really good player to have in the playoffs.
And he will.
Yeah.
Like, those are the guys that, like, he is one of those, like, I know it's not the sexiest move, but it would be you made it a sexy move by putting a first round pick in it. And this is a team that can't really afford to have poor asset management because they have some contracts that are bad. Obviously, they need to, at some point in the next however many months, address their goaltending situation. They've got a lot of hands tied behind their back between their lack of picks, between the Darnell Nurse contract, between the fact that they have Tristan Jarry now for 2 more years and that contract is an albatross. I really did not want them to invest big time at this deadline, and they've spent a second round pick. They've spent a first round pick. Is this going all in? Do you feel like they're going all in?
I mean, there was always a limit on how all in the Oilers could go based off of how up against it they are. Dollar in, dollar out. And I just don't see Stan Bowman as being like this creative mastermind to really reshuffle the deck. So, like, I would consider that this is significantly pushing some chips in. Yes. My question to you is, does it make you feel bad that these deals are with the Chicago Blackhawks? Because I think that it should make you feel bad that he's just going back to a well that he knows.
I mean, there wasn't much that could happen that would lead me to accuse Stan Bowman of being a smart GM. So this doesn't really rock my world that he's just calling up his old friends. It's Bill Belichick drafting guys from Alabama.
It's Sean McDermott signing every single person from the Carolina Panthers ever.
And in fairness to Stan Bowman, a lot of GMs and coaches like have that thing where they're like, they have their guys and they have their places. You'll see teams draft in football, teams will draft players from the same colleges because their buddies are on the staff or whatever, and they feel that they're getting good, like the good word about them.
Also, I guess to be fair-ish to Stan Bowman, like part of his whole not being in Chicago anymore was them changing everything, them cleaning house. So how much of a connection does he still have to like the actual people that are in Chicago?
And there's like been a ton of changeover in Chicago, like in terms of personnel, both on and off the ice.
And I'll say, I didn't want them spending first round picks, but I'm cool with them spending first round picks if they're going to get something. I mean, I was way off yesterday. I was on with the Oilers Nation guys, and I was like, hey, call me crazy. 2027 first round pick, and Mangiapane to the Preds for Ryan O'Reilly. You doing it? And they were like, I think you're going to have to give up more than that. And I was like, okay, well, then I'll give them a little something. But if this is the thing with Stan Bowman is I can't tell is if this is actually what the cost is for this package, or if based on what we saw with the goalie trade, he just overspends like absolute crazy. Like, are there GMs around the league that are looking at that were like, oh, I mean, we were in on Dickinson for like a third or something, but to attach when you have to make it a first because you're attaching Mangiapane, I don't know about that. Also, someone noted Bowman drafted Colton Dock, so that also leads.
Yeah, I guess there are those.
That also gives you more of that. But again, we say that endearingly about Bill Armstrong. Hey, you should go get Robert Thomas. He drafted him when he was in St. Louis. We know
Robert Thomas is a very good player.
So a slight difference.
I feel like
Colton Dock, I think, is maybe I've seen allegations of misuse and miscasting for Colton Dock in that lineup in Chicago, and like maybe that's true, and maybe the Oilers unlock something in him by putting him next to players that he fits better with. Like we've seen that with Vasily Podkolzin, and so like there's always room for that. It's just that it's not super exciting, and like I think that maybe you're overreacting a little bit to what has happened in the last 24 hours, because I do like the Connor Murphy trade and the way that that Stan Bowman has identified the weaknesses of his team. I think that these players do make them better at what they are worst at, which is playing a team defensive game and playing tough and being difficult to play against. So yeah, I think they're a better team today than they were yesterday. It's just when you see the in and out cost, it's bad. It makes it look really bad.
And I need to, my therapist has told me about playing old tape, and it's something that has like really helped me over the last few years, where you see something and because it maybe kind of is sort of similar to something else that has happened, your brain tells you that it's the same thing, which is like, say we got in an argument about something, and then we get in another argument a couple of days later. My brain is thinking that we're in that same argument, and it's you did this or whatever, and it has fucking nothing to do with anything. I see Stan Bowman made a trade, and I think Stan Bowman traded Stu Skinner, Brett Kulak, second round pick, blah, 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 when like that doesn't have to do with this.
Right.
Like I need to not react to everything Stan Bowman does with, you fucked up the goalie thing so fucking badly. So obviously, on the whole, you have fucked up trading this year. I agree with you that the Murphy trade was some fine work.
Really good work. Yeah.
Cool with that. This one, though, I think it's bad asset management.
It's bad asset. Of course, it's bad asset management, because you're attaching something to a bad signing that you made over the summer to make somebody take a player and then paying to get different players. Yeah, there is no question that it is really bad asset management, and it is correcting your own mistake by Stan Bowman. So like there is very limited credit that you can apply to this particular trade, but I do think it makes them a better team, which is the end goal here.
Well, if they stink, baby, doesn't this put his ass in the jackpot? Like I really do think, I'm sorry to say that anyone should lose their job, but I think that if your last calendar year was signing a player that you then needed to trade a first round pick with to get rid of, like, and you don't make a deep run and you don't win the cup, like you fucked up at a time where you have to prove to someone who's kind of important in the league that this is where he should stay long term.
It obviously depends on what the playoffs look like, and if they get swept in the first round or they're out in the first round and it doesn't look particularly pretty, then maybe he gets fired. But it's also you're 1 year into the Stan Bowman experience, correct?
This is his second season.
This is his second season. So, yeah, maybe they fire him after 2 years. I think it's very plausible. Like, there is a very, very high pressure, tight window in Edmonton right now. You can't fuck around. And you can't trust a guy to correct his mistakes if it's been 2 years and you're not really moving forward.
And that's not to even factor in the goalie thing.
That is to factor in
the
goalie
Trent
thing.
Frederick contract. Like, I was like talking specifically about the Mangiapane thing, which obviously on its own does not get somebody fired. But when, like, I know there's been some, like, people have gone back and forth on Wallman recently, and he got benched in the third period the other night. But, like, I am totally cool with the Wallman trade. I don't know if I'm going to be cool with it if they miss the playoffs and drop down a few spots. But I'm totally cool with the Wallman trade. I'm cool with the Wallman contract. I'm cool with the Ekholm contract. Great bit of work on the McDavid contract. I don't know how much you had to do with that, but someone did note that Trent Frederick's been looking good of late. I'll say, I think it's actually not going all in because by the grace of God, they still have Matt Savoy and they still have
For now.
Mike Howard. It's a long.
You got 24 hours or 28 hours.
If you trade Matt Savoy, I think you fire him on the spot. Like what?
Well, you can't though, because if you can't let that guy make that trade and then fire him immediately. It's like you should have gotten in the way of that before
Matt
it happens.
Savoy's awesome. He is a very good player.
I unfortunately have to agree.
Yeah.
Matt Savoy is. I was thinking of getting my Matt Savoy jersey next year when they do the what are those? The hometown remixes.
Yeah.
When they do the hometown remixes. Matt Savoy is becoming important enough
To get him in a good jersey?
that I
like a jersey that you know is going to be good, I should say.
he may have upgraded himself to like a fucking blue jersey, which I typically only reserve for the greats.
I do like. I've never thought of it like that, but
It's
I
the
do
only
like,
way I think of it. That's why Wallman gets the fucked up one.
Because like the Sabres, I love the go. It's more to me like what vibe the players fit. By the way, Pierre LeBrun has officially reported that it is a seller's market now. He's heard that it's a seller's market, so it's all good.
This already has the 24-hour stream energy. We're on. Can you put Market Watch on the screen during the deadline? And we could say buyers
and sellers. Yeah.
I think that if one insider says that it's a buyer's market and then another insider comes out and says it's a seller's market, those two have to fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to see Pierre LeBrun fight Darren Drager
In a
live
store.
on TSN. In a store,
In a market.
like Butterbean and Johnny Knoxville.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
In some type of market. Yeah, there's the
Put Darren Drager in prison.
Well, he can get out. He can get out if Parayko accepts this trade.
Do we have anything else, Sean, that is percolating online?
No, not really. Still haven't gotten a return for. Oh my God, the Buffalo Bills sent a second-round pick for DJ Moore. Jesus.
I mean,
It's a buyer's market.
And the Bills got a fifth.
By the way, Jacob Tierney has a new series coming to Netflix.
by the way, have you seen Jacob's hair of late?
I have.
God, it's good.
All right.
It's
Jacob Tierney
good.
is doing a new series about Aristotle and Alexander the Great.
Oh, is there a podcast on that show? Can you play Kip's dad?
Yeah.
No, what were you gonna play? You weren't gonna play Kip's dad.
No, I don't know what I was.
No one else can play Kip's dad.
No.
Damn. Yeah, Pierre LeBrun, as one team exec said to me this morning, it's definitely a seller's market right now. Prices are sky high for the buyers, not an overabundance of players available either. Do I quote tweet that with savvy work to get Jason Dickinson? Well, he could then for Bowman. A common Bowman W. How do you feel about Patrick Maroon saying he doesn't think Parayko is going to waive?
I loved his reasoning.
Yeah, well,
Colton Parayko's like dating a girl who works for like a pizza store in St. Louis.
I promise you,
All
Buffalo has better pizza than St. Louis. So if that's your thing,
St. Louis got a weird cheese situation with their pizza, brother.
Buffalo doesn't have the beaches and palm trees that St. Louis does, though. It's hard to convince somebody to
true.
waive for that.
We don't have a big arch either. That's tough. That's got to be a big selling point. I listen. I've said this before. I think I've said it to you before. I've said it to anybody who listened. One of my defining beliefs is that every major city should have a skyline-defining piece of architecture.
It's a good take.
St. Louis does. Buffalo does not really. So maybe that's his thing. Maybe Buffalo has great architecture, but not really like a staple piece.
One more thing that we should hit before we get to the slate. Sean, do you have the mock-up of Tyler Myers?
Yes.
The cowardly-ass mock-up where they didn't even paint anything. It says, Dallas Stars, welcome to #Texas Hockey, Tyler. Sean, what are we looking at here?
We're looking at Tyler Myers photoshopped into the Stars' third/alternate 1999 jersey, not one of their main jerseys, because in my calm, objective opinion, those other jerseys suck. And I just find it hilarious that the Dallas Stars were like, we know our jerseys suck. We're going to put them in the one good jersey we have. But Stars fans ride for their jerseys, apparently. I got a lot of Stars fans in my mentions being like, our jerseys rock. You're a fucking idiot.
It's a Texas thing.
Yeah.
It
People shitting on the jersey that I'm wearing in my profile picture, which is the All-Star jerseys from 2 years ago, which are like the best jerseys I've ever seen.
Said it a million times.
Be like, this is Bieber.
The jersey isn't
Yeah.
bad. The logo's bad.
But that makes the jersey bad.
That is true.
And
But-
if it didn't have the logo, it would be a pretty boring jersey otherwise. Not an offensive jersey, but bad.
Oh, this is also true. Suck on that, MJ. Patrick Maroon. MJ Lenderman has a beach home in Buffalo.
What's it called?
And a wristwatch.
Pat Kane lived on the lake for the longest time. We do have beaches.
Do you? I was going to
No,
say, I've never fact-checked whether or not MJ Lenderman has a beach home.
It's very possible. Like, we do have beaches, and there's a lot of houses on the water. They're not. I think if I said we had beaches to someone from like Miami and they saw our beaches, they would be like, "You don't have beaches," but we do have plots of sand that lead up to water that are publicly accessible.
I have a question to ask. During the 24-hour deadline stream, if someone signs Jeff Skinner, do we paint Jeff Skinner? My vote is yes. That is as good as a trade deadline acquisition as you could hope for.
The answer should be no on principle, but like,
some things are bigger than principle.
it's our fucking sport.
I agree.
It's our fucking show.
Both of you, but that was going to win no matter.
No,
what.
that's I am agreeing too. Like, we shouldn't, but absolutely, it's Jeff Skinner.
We've done a very minimal amount of like Jeff Skinner discourse. Where do we want to see Jeff Skinner end up? But like,
bring him home.
Where's home?
That's the thing we've been doing, by the way.
You
That
should
is Pete's
say,
idea.
yeah.
Say, bring him home to any player about any team. Yeah, I think you bring him home, Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, I mean, I would love
Bring him
it.
to Spoke City.
I mean, obviously, I would love it.
Spokes up.
Absolutely.
Spokes up. Well, spokes up, you just go like that. You just like put your fingers up. Like they're all spokes. Spokes up, gang.
It's just spirit fingers. Spokes up.
Oh, yeah. You also
gotta do
give him a little wiggle.
Yeah, a little wiggle.
Yeah, animate the spokes a little. Spokes up, gang.
I just want to see let Jeff Skinner play hockey, please. Get him back to the playoffs.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the move.
Yeah,
Kings, Red Wings.
No, Kings would fuck around with him. Kings fuck around with players. I want some place where
who
doesn't fuck around with players at all. I was gonna say the Sharks would be perfect, but it didn't.
Been there,
work.
done that.
And their coach does fuck around with players.
I want it to be on a team that is for sure going to make the playoffs, or like,
How about the Minnesota Wild?
yeah, why not? Why not?
You know, be a good place.
I feel like Bill Guerin would fucking hate Jeff Skinner.
He would kill that guy.
Bring him home, Columbus. Columbus Blue Jackets trade Boone.
But I wanted
But
to make
you
the
just said
playoffs.
guaranteed to make the playoffs.
Columbus probably
buddy.
won't. How about again, not a guarantee, but like, what about Utah?
I don't know if he has Utah energy.
Yeah,
but
like where does he fit in?
I don't know. You're asking too many questions.
What about Colorado?
Yeah.
oh
Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Do they have any? Are there any more? Because I want what happened with Taylor Hall, or not Taylor Hall, with Mikko Rantanen. Are there any more Nordiques games for the Avs? Because I love that there's a one-off Mikko Rantanen Whalers jersey. If we had one game,
Skinner,
like,
Nordiques.
green scene Nordiques jersey, it would bang.
It
Oh,
would go
bang.
crazy.
I
Would
just
go crazy.
let Jeff play hockey, please. Bring him back. We need him back.
Yeah, bring him home to the NHL.
Has anybody ever?
Seattle would rock.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
make the playoffs.
they
I don't
need a
care.
player.
I don't care what happens to them otherwise.
But there's something about Seattle. This is going to sound very disrespectful to Seattle. There's something about, like, I need Jeff Skinner to go to a team that I'm kind of certain about. Like, that is competitive.
No, I think that.
Have you considered
they're
that
going to make the playoffs?
If
I
Jeff
know,
goes-
I know, but like, what are the real expectations?
None.
on-
But if Jeff Skinner's on a team with expectations, we know what happens.
Yes.
He doesn't play. Like, we need him on a team that there's no real stakes, but
And
also is going to make the playoffs.
What about the
Them or
New York
Anaheim.
Islanders?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, great.
yeah,
great.
for sure. Him and Schaefer. Have him live with Schaefer, like Schaefer's the vet. Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Jeff to the New York Islanders would be a lot of fun.
Islanders, I was going to say Islanders are Kraken West or East, but like I'm invested in the Islanders in a way that I can't be invested in the Kraken.
Someone in the chat said, "Go Spoke, go broke." Love that.
Oh, Jeff Skinner to the Dallas Stars. Yes.
Bill Guerin would hate
Their
that team.
left side is not like amazing.
I wonder if do we
That would
still call the
genuinely-
Dallas Stars adult? I think that's over, right?
No, they're still
I think they're
adults.
still a doll. They just traded for Tyler Myers. That guy won the Calder
Guy's boring
13
as
years
shit.
ago.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Sean. That's a good point.
Yes. So people are talking about the vibes of Jeff Skinner, and someone says nice Long Island vibes.
Jeff Skinner,
On Jeff?
talking about Jeff Skinner
No.
moving in with Matt Martin along with Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah, that's
No,
yeah.
but he's not moving in with Matt Martin. He's moving in with Matthew
Yeah.
Schaefer. Matthew Schaefer just happens to also live with Matt Martin.
There's a guest house in Matthew Schaefer's bedroom.
Yes. He
And
pulls
it's-
in a cot.
It's one of those Russian dolls.
Or it's just like a sleeping bag. He just sleeps on. He just
Matthew
sleeps on the
Schaefer
floor.
is
That man's not
subletting
above.
his in-law apartment to Jeff Skinner.
Yeah. Very good.
Hey, your new stepdad, shut the fuck up.
What does that say?
Jeff Skinner might be a Shanghai Shark by the end of the deadline. You shut the fuck up.
We might be
Okay.
Shanghai
Him to the
Shark
K.
show then.
Him to the K would kind of be awesome. It would be so awesome if he went to the K and went to the one team that wasn't in Russia. Like he went to China.
Ooh.
He's got a little like he's like a white hockey Stephon Marbury where he just becomes the biggest star in the
Yeah,
country.
like I'll be honest. If Jeff goes to the K and becomes like an international sensation in China,
China
and
specifically.
in
I don't
China
care about
specifically, and they just fall in love with him,
He's a figure skater too. Like
I'm into that.
yeah.
Someone said,
I'm into that.
someone brought up the image of a Jeff Skinner 53 jersey on the Islanders. And that's amazing because when you think 53 on the Islanders, who do you think of?
Can't say I do.
I don't know.
A young Zdeno Chara. With
God.
that, do you remember like the
Listen, if you're thinking of
you remember the jersey that had like the wave?
Yeah.
He won't get 53 because
Like-
Casey Cizikas wears 53.
Like, yeah, you know that jersey? Like that
Yeah,
jersey.
yeah.
I would just buy that, which is probably selling for like $3,000, and change the nameplate to Jeff.
I mean, that's a tough nameplate to change because it's like it's like in a wave.
But that's good because I'm still, while capable, I'm still not the best at sewing in the world. If I fuck that up,
looks
that thing looks
intentional.
fucked up to begin with.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, he cooked. Sean, how many games tonight? We're gonna be watching them.
yes.
We're gonna be watching them during the stream.
8.
What do we
There
got?
are 10, or is that 8?
That is 8.
Okay, there you got the.
Are you doing was that a bit?
It's always yeah.
Okay, I just make it. Sometimes I can't tell.
It's yeah. The whole dry sense of humor thing is
I got
confusing.
caught by PWHL.com
Well-
again. Went
well-
to that fucking linen site.
At one point, you did. I think you genuinely messed up, and then
Oh,
I've
true.
been thrown off ever since.
But again, the rule is if I'm saying it with a straight face,
it's probably.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm joking. Are you gonna read the PWHL? Because the PWHL game today is a bang.
Yeah, we got the Boston Fleet versus New York Sirens. Is that at
Oh, what
Madison
time?
Square Garden?
It might be at 7 p.m. That's at the Peru in Newark.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's where the Sirens normally play, I believe.
You know what I wonder? Can we stream?
How the hell a ugly dude get a fine girl's number?
I was not wondering that. Well, I mean, I wonder that sometimes, just not in this particular moment.
Well, you know about the rap group NWA.
Heard of them?
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
I was just gonna ask that.
I don't see I don't see words.
I don't see slurs. That game is a banger though, but I wonder if we can would the PWHL be like, copyright strike
Can you,
us
like,
if we
co-stream it,
showed their
basically?
game? Because they show them for free on YouTube already.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, that would suck so bad. It's like first
Getting
foray.
our channel banned in like the first 3 hours of the 24-hour stream.
All right. Leafs at Rangers, 7 p.m. Eastern. Well, that answers the question of where that game is being played.
Not at MSG.
Well, I'm saying the Rangers aren't playing at MSG.
The Rangers that got relegated to the Pro because we got real hockey. To
Honestly, what would you rather watch?
watch. Are you shitting
between
me?
those two games?
The ones with good hockey players.
I know that the Sirens sold out the MSG game coming out. I don't know if the Rangers are selling out MSG these days.
That's a fair question.
Chat, stop doing wholesome guesses as to what NWA stands for.
Natchez with
Natchez
Avalanche.
with Avalanche is my favorite. Very good.
Can we
pretty
put that
good.
on
Can
a
we make bootleg? Yeah.
I mean, that would be so funny because
straight out of Carolina? Straight out of Carolina.
no, I think it would just be NWA, and then underneath it would say
Just say,
Natchez with Avalanche.
Or Natchez with Avalanche.
The world's most dangerous McKinnon merchant. Very good. Okay, what else do we have? We've got Utah at Philly, 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. On ESPN, you can catch the Sabres at the Penguins. That's my 7 p.m.
Huge
game.
one. That's a huge one.
That is a big one. You've got the
Oh, my God.
Panthers at CBJ. What?
Just comment said something. I'm confirming.
We have breaking news.
Elliot Friedman officially, Colton Parayko has declined to waive his no trade clause to Buffalo as his contractual right. We will see where we go from here. Colton Parayko, you are not a Buffalo Sabre.
Colton
Sean?
Parayko, you are my enemy forever.
So
not even your
unfair.
fault. Not
That's
your
so unfair.
100% not your fault. Similar to the Jack Eichel situation, not really his fault.
Damn.
You're dead to me.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad on many accounts.
I will say they just freed up a first-round pick and a top 10 selected player
True.
to trade for somebody else. And quite frankly, look, you can do the hindsight is 1919 thing. I initially did not love the Parayko trade and then talked myself into it because you two like it and I just want to fit in and be cool. I've already moved on. Colton Parayko, love you, mean it. I've already moved on. You don't want to have that contract for the next X amount of years. What's next?
I don't know. if
Get
that's
to
true.
work.
Colton Parayko's awesome.
Sean,
didn't want him anyway.
Sean, can I offer a deal?
Okay, Howie.
If Colton Parayko accepts a deal to another team, you can hate him. But as it stands,
It depends.
we respect Colton Parayko's decision to stay in St. Louis as a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, let me make it very clear. This is not Colton Parayko's fault beyond the fact that he's the one that made the final decision, I suppose.
What did you just say 10 seconds ago?
But I have to hate that guy. Like I have to. It's not his fault. It's no one's fault. But it's just the way the world works.
All right,
if you shun Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, especially for fucking St. Louis, Missouri, you got to be dead to me.
Risto time. We move on. Bring him home.
Bring him home. Sure. What's the reason? Why are you staying in fucking St. Louis right now? And if it's for
Pizza.
let me calm down.
He's staying for pizza.
Victor Arvidsson plays defense. Do you know that?
If it's
Have we considered how funny it is that Pat Maroon, of all people, was like, why would Colton Parayko waive? There's pizza in St. Louis. I found that pretty funny.
Chat saying that he shunned the city of champions. It's fucked up.
the Sabres are, there's a good chance the Buffalo Sabres end up in the Eastern Conference Final this year. The St. Louis Blues are not going to make the playoffs this year. Colton Parayko is not going to see the NHL playoffs again.
Yeah, but his stuff is
in his
St.
contract.
Louis.
But his stuff is in St. Louis, and I know that is a thing.
I mean, Elliot does end his tweet with, "We will see where we go from here," whether that's in regards to Colton Parayko or whether it's in regards to the Buffalo Sabres and they're like plan B. I don't know.
If
but
Colton Parayko ends up on like
setting up a fun 24-hour stream.
Let's see. If Colton Parayko ends up on the Avs or something like that, fine. If like there's an option for you to go to a team that's clearly better than the Buffalo Sabres and a city that's probably better than Buffalo, fine. If you end up with like one of our rivals, I'm gonna hate you. Or if you get traded to like, I don't even know. Buffalo's the worst city in the American teams. I can't even pretend it's not. So I don't really know where he would go. That's not also St. Louis. That would offend me. But you just can't accept a trade to somewhere shitty that's worse than the Sabres, because then I will have a valid reason to hate you, I think.
Chat says that wait, scroll up, Sean. Chat said that where was it? It was keep going. I might have just missed it. Maybe it went too long and I forgot it. But someone's got to quote the doctor needs to quote Darren Dreger right now. There it is. Worth the wait.
That'd be pretty good.
Drager's in the doghouse.
Oh yeah, in the doghouse. All right, so Darren Dreger begins the 24-hour stream in the doghouse. Let me finish these. The Bruins at Predators at 8 p.m. Eastern, Lightning at Jets at 8 p.m. Eastern, Ottawa at Calgary at 9, and then the Islanders at Kings at 9:30. That is a good one, but this slate is an A-. Very good tuck, I would say. Exciting tuck. I'm going to talk about one of these games brought to you by Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook, Sports Interaction. Ontario only 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Blue Jackets taking on the Florida Panthers, the recently eliminated, but not really eliminated Florida Panthers. Blue Jackets at home need it, so I'm going money line -110. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Reminder: we have our 24-hour trade deadline live stream party mess thing beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. It's going to be off to a great start because Sean's going to be in his feelings one way or another. As for this show, thank you to Tyler Myers. Thank you to Stan Bowman. No thank you to Stan Bowman. Thank you to Colton Parayko. Thank you to Bill Armstrong, McKenzie Weegar. Thank you to the doctor. Thank you to a bunch of picks that have been traded.
Who does Dreger work for? Can we get him on the show?
TSN. Yeah. We sure could.
Oh, we could. Give him a chance to defend himself.
That's right.
And yeah, thank you to everybody in the world. 5 p.m. we go live tonight, and we've got a bunch of guests booked for the 24-hour stream. We could tell you some of, like, Shayna's going to be on. That's going to be great. We're going to have some regular friends of the show. Katie Nolan's going to be in the mix.
In studio.
Will be, yeah.
Maybe.
I was going to, yeah. I don't know why I was trying to, make things mysterious and a surprise, but.
Got early morning baseball.
Yeah, we're going to have baseball. We're going to have Tyler Ballgame. If you don't know Tyler Ballgame, great musician, big Bruins fan, but is blowing up right now, was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. He and our dear friend Wayne Whitaker, who is in his band, will join us. They're going to be on around midnight. At 11 p.m. tonight, I would say, if you're only doing select time, I would say 11 p.m. you're going to be wanting to hanging out.
Also have we'll be joined by who I would call a staple of Edmonton hockey media.
Yes, that's another surprise.
Hell yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of surprises. But yeah, we've set this thing up. Yeah, not everyone's going to be remote. We're going to have in-person people. We've set up this whole place to be a real party. We've got games that we're going to play. The wee hours are always fun. Can't wait. Let's hit some super chats. Watch you guys talk about trade rumors in Minnesota State high school hockey tournament. It's a great day. CCTV Coffin Flop says the SEP has the vibe of a school day before a sleepover. Endearing. Yeah. It's going to be a sleepover. Gurn says props to Sickos for doing a regular show today. Michael Curtis says Pat Maroon has news based on pizza gossip. Shocker. Okay, Jack Edwards. Troy Baker says, can you please do AHL games on the slate? Sean?
No.
Yes. Yes, no. Sean. TS Film says, I'm saying it, crazy Buffalo people are the worst with the heart.
Whoa. I thought we were friends, Tyler.
We got to make this a quick show.
I thought we were friends.
T-Chop says, Game of Rock, Pizza, Sabres, where pizza beats Sabres.
Buffalo has the best pizza in the country.
Not according to Colton Parayko.
I don't think he's doing it for the pizza.
Yeah, so I need answers on this Colton Parayko ties to this pizza shop in St. Louis. Is he dating the heiress of a pizza place?
This is what
we're not calling it Pizzagate, Sean.
I'm calling it Pizzagate. If I ever bring up Pizzagate, I'm referring to this, nothing else.
Well, it's good because you said that once now. No one's ever going to be confused.
That's kind of the point.
Okay. 5 p.m. Eastern. You know where to find us. Lots of special guests. It's going to rock. In the meantime, Rest up, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.